Attention Firebirds, this is your Captain Eunz speaking. Carnelian and I would like to thank you for joining us on today's fight. The complimentary entertainment is Otaku Time, which can be found on the screens in front of you. In a world full of different hobbies and interests, Otaku Time lets me share some of mine with you, and I hope you'll share some of yours with me in the comments below.
Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to the HeyEunziverse. First things first, for anyone graduating, I want you to know that you're a really big deal. You have the skills, talent, and ambition to get out of any pickle that life throws your way. Congratulations! I saw this hilarious card at Trader Joe's and I was going to use it for my friend who graduated her master's program, but I found something better, so I ended up keeping it. Same story goes for this cute little balloon light bulb that says, "Your future is bright." I also wanted to show you these little mugs I picked up. I have this obsession with toadstool themed decor, stationery, clothing, etc. And this red mug was the perfect other half to a different mug I have that's in the same style. I usually use mugs as cover pots for small plants that are in clear vessels. I loved that the whole mug was a vibrant red and the mushrooms are drawn in a white outline. Typically, mushroom themed items are the inverse with the red on white, so I appreciate the uniqueness. Similarly, this pastel-themed mug caught my eye because the mushrooms are not your average colors. It's quirky, 3D, and plays outside the box. I haven't fully decided where to display this one yet or what plants to pair it with, but I'll update you when I figure it out. The last random haul was of these Swedish dishcloths that are apparently an in item these days. I don't use them for dishes personally. Instead, I use them to clean up after doing plant chores. But honestly, these are so cute, I think I'm gonna have a hard time making them dirty. The geometric patterns are very eye-catching and use pleasant colors. They will probably be the first ones that I use. After that, we've got 4 watercolor fruits that are gorgeous. I love artwork of fruits and their leaves because it makes me feel cozy and fresh. And last but not least, more fungi. Shifting to the next section of our Mellow Moments episode today, I'll be building some small flower sets. This is a therapeutic activity for me, and I desperately needed it. Anybody else feel that way about Legos? Anyway, there's a couple more botanical themed sets that I will be building in a future episode, and once they're all done, I'll be creating a fun display with everything. So after today's build, I don't have any video footage of the finished sets, but I hope you'll look forward to seeing the whole setup in the near future. Storytime number 1. My parents and I saw this strawberry sake being advertised at a restaurant recently, but we didn't want to drink at that point in time. So a few weeks later, we picked up a bottle from a Korean market, and once it was empty, I wanted to keep the bottle. The whole thing is frosted in a very pretty pink, and as I was building the cherry blossoms, I thought it would be the perfect vase for it. And I think it ended up being a really adorable combo. What do you think? Storytime number 2. The flower vase and the flower trellis are both limited edition sets that were promotional freebies given if you spent a certain amount. The flower vase was last year's and the flower trellis was this year's. I actually missed the deadline for the flower trellis and ended up buying it on eBay. Whoops. And last but not least, our final segment of this episode, houseplant happenings. Blooms on blooms on blooms are what I've been blessed with lately. The Royal Hawaiian Purple actually lost its first set of buds in a previous repot, and I'm happy to report that it pushed another set of buds that are soon to open. The Silver Sword also got a repot recently, and I had to chop the newest leaf and node because it wasn't looking healthy. Thankfully, a new growth point has formed. My Silver Sword has an incredibly difficult time giving me leaves, and they're always small. Hopefully this repot will kick it into gear. Yellow leaves are an unfortunate but inevitable part of the houseplant game. The large leaf is the first fully formed leaf that this Anthurium gave me under my care. Now it only has one leaf, which is the newest one to emerge. I hope it won't stay a one-leaf wonder. The cataphyll, or point that the new leaves come in from, looks healthier than previous points have looked, so I have faith it'll push more leaves soon. The new leaf hasn't hardened off yet, and is already the size of my stretched hand. My Hoya Matilda is also pushing blooms for the first time. These two peduncles are the farthest along, but there are two other peduncles that I didn't take video of that I noticed are also pushing buds. When I took my Hoya Shepherdii for a watering, I was surprised to see 3 pretty well developed peduncles on it too. I noticed the tiny peduncles a few months ago, but didn't think they'd do anything. Well, they sure proved me wrong. This peace lily was a rescue plant my mom and I picked up from Lowe's. In our care, it pushed this itty bitty flower that's barely half an inch. I've never seen a peace lily flower this small before. After months and months of nothingness, I finally have a tiny growth point forming on this Hoya. Thank goodness. More first-time bloomers, although this peduncle doesn't look particularly healthy. But I don't blame it because this was a Hoya I had to completely chop and prop. The new root system has developed well though and looks very healthy, so even if this set of buds don't make it, hopefully it'll push a new set shortly after. My first ever philodendron bloom. Something about it freaked me out because I wasn't expecting it at all and it looks so foreign. Quick updates on my Anthurium corner here. the Poco Chance is pushing a new leaf, as is the Forgetii, even though the latter just gave me a new leaf. The Heya Firebirds leaf is fully hardened. The Clarinarium hybrid now has no leaves, but the growth points and roots still look healthy, so I'm just giving it time. The end. My most recent project was to repot the plants in these large planters. And yes, the first Christmas cactus is being supported by 2 large seashells. The Stramanthe Trio Star was repotted and relocated to the spot to grow into a huge bush and add a height element between 2 Schlumbergera that will hang down. When the cacti are in bloom, this area will be very pink and red. The Anthurium pedata radiatum has pushed a new leaf, finally, and it's looking skeletal. And probably the most exciting houseplant happening for me personally is that our black gold goldfish plant is blooming. Actually, the main plant is not, but these cuttings that I have growing with some Raven's Easy babies are. This plant and I have some history because I killed the very first one we ever got. Vowing not to make the same mistakes, we got a new one several months later. So seeing it thrive to the point of blooming will hopefully let the first plant rest in peace and has given me tremendous joy, satisfaction, and relief. How can you resist a goldfish? I love it. Another recent repotting project was merging these philodendrons together. Some may recognize this as the spot my Carapegia used to be, and instead of adding another hanging plant here, I decided to again go for a height element. My vision is that these philodendron will grow out big and bushy and be a beautiful foliage display. There are 4 varieties here: Prince of Orange, Black Cardinal, Birkin, and Macaulay's Finale. Let's take an extra moment to appreciate the Birkin because you know I love this striking foliage. That's why I placed it in the front so that it could be the statement piece. And even good things must come to an end. Although the David Hoya Kaminjai immediately sends out a new set of flowers. This thing is literally non-stop, but I'm happy that it's happy. I hope everyone has had a wonderful May, and if it wasn't all that you wished it to be, I hope that June will bring you more joy. Let me know what's been growing on for you and what your summer plans are in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
As we come in for a landing, Carnelia and I hope you had as much fun as we did on today's adventure. Until next launch, let's stay connected.